स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। Offering my Sashtanga Pranam at the lotus feet of Sri Ramakrishna, Mother Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda, I offer my heartfelt namaskars to all of you. There was a healthy competition between two Swamijis. They were talking to each other. One of the Swamijis told, "Do you know my greatness? I have attended maximum number of evening aratis, Khandana, Bhavabandana, Om Hri Mritam and all these things." The other Swami told, "So what? Great in that. Every day, 3 days a time, like that for 20, 30 years I have chanted Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi, the mantra. You know why the Brahmarpanam mantra is chanted? Before food. So I have chanted it so many times. So now we will chant that. What is that Brahmarpanam? It is the Bhagavad Gita verse from the 4th chapter. It is the 24th verse. Om Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi Brahmagnau Brahmana Hutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina Harihi Om Tat Sat. Now you may ask me, Swamiji, you have chanted this. Where is food now? Please give us food. You have to give food immediately. And that too, due to law of association, there was one Russian psychologist. He did an experiment. What was that? He had a dog. So he used to every day, 3 times, while giving food, before giving the food, he used to ring the bell and then give food. Ring the bell, give food. So after 6 or 7 years, that was a habit for the dog. Now this time he didn't give food. He just rang the bell. And the dog started salivating. No food, but yet just the bell, because it was associated. Now Brahmarpanam somehow is associated with taking food. We forget all the things, just the mantra is there. Come on, start taking food. But it has a very, very, very deep meaning. And this tradition was introduced by the great Yugacharya, the avatar of Shiva, that is Swami Vivekananda, for the first time. And why did he do so? So we should know the meaning of this verse first. And what is that? Brahma Arpanam. Brahma Havihi. Brahma means God. God at the highest level, Parabrahma, that is Nirakara, formless, Nirguna, attributeless, beyond everything. The same God, what we tell, has taken form and attributes, that's all. So God, Brahman means Brahma Arpanam. So whatever we offer, now this is the verse used by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita to tell that when the sacrifice is going on, Havan or Homa, when that sacrifice or Havan is going on, so whatever you offer into the fire, that is God. Then the ladle and other instrument which you used, that is also God. Then you tell the mantras, that is also God. The fire is also God. And the ahuti, the ghee and other things you offer is also God. And even, see, it goes so deeper, even the act of giving is also God. And out of that act you get a result. That is also Brahman, God. So, the act of sacrifice, behind that wonderful attitude, that it is God behind everything. How? Now, you see, there are so many golden ornaments with so many varieties, or some toy made out of some clay or something. the baby will be very much engaged with the toys, varieties, seeing the external things. Oh, this is elephant, this is something, that is something. And the men and women will be always interested in the external form of the ornaments, the gold. Oh, this is a ring, this is a chain, this is the nose ring, this is that. But the jeweler is only concerned that behind all this ornament is gold. Likewise, a man of wisdom, behind all these action, all these havan, everything, every action, he see that God exists. There is only God, Brahman. So here Sri Krishna, in this Bhagavad Gita shloka, he wants us to see God behind every action, every doing. So why did Swami Vivekananda introduce it here? To bring about the concept that now food which we eat, we just chat, chit-chat, we casually take food, talking here and there, mind going here and there. So we think that eating food is a very ordinary act. Just we have to spend some time. You know, in the railway stations and the bus stands when we are in India, they will bring this mungphali or the peanuts or groundnuts or some other things to eat. See, you have to break open the peanuts and then one by one you have to take. So, if you get some 100 peanuts there, so until the time you travel, you can be passing your time. So, what they will tell is, time pass peanuts, time pass peanuts, time pass peanuts, they will be selling. So, for you to time pass. So, we are in that mode while eating food and other things. That's why in the neuroscience, they tell mindful eating and mindful cooking. You should be mindful. So here, Krishna wants to bring us in Bhagavad Gita to show that behind every action or anything you do, any people or everything behind that is God. So why did Vivekananda introduce us before taking food? So very, very ordinary, we think menial thing of taking food has to be transformed into like a yajna, like a sacrifice. The food and the other things, the instrument, the hand with which you eat, and where does it go? Into your stomach. And what is there? Where is the havan then? The fire of digestion. Jataragni, it is called in Sanskrit. Jataragni is the fire of digestion, is the fire havan. So you should transform this eating of food ordinary into like a havan. So that's why this shloka is chanted, so that you can bring down or you can take up your mind to that higher level. And even while taking the food, you can feel the presence of God and transform that into a havan. So what is the translation of this mantra? To one of the above description, the ladle with which the offering is made and the oblations are Brahman. And what about the sacrificial rite? Also Brahman. Is performed by the sacrificer, who is also Brahman. The person who is offering it. Into the fire, that is also Brahman. God. He who is thus absorbed in work as Brahman, that is God, thus attains to God, Brahman itself. So you can transform even ordinary act of eating food into a sacrifice or a havan, and then you can make it a tool to realize God. That is the concept of Vivekananda introducing that. Now, tomorrow I have to go to a seminar of what? Spiritual seminar. What is the topic? Karma Yoga. What is this thing subject to be spoken there? How to convert action or work into worship. So now it is almost similar to that. Vivekananda has given this example of Brahmarpanam, and I explained it to you. First of all, we should know what is work. Every day we are doing so many types of work. So the word in Karma Yoga, the chapter called Karma Yoga in the complete works from Vivekananda tells, the word karma is derived from the Sanskrit word kr, means to do. All action, anything, whatever you do is karma. Technically, this word also means, in technical terms, karma, generally we tell, oh, when somebody is suffering, that is his karma, we tell. Somebody is enjoying, oh, that is his good karma. So in the technical term, karma also means the effects of actions. In connection with metaphysics, That is spirituality. It sometimes means the effect of which our past action were the causes. But what about in Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga, we have simply to do with the word karma as meaning work. So now we have come to know what is karma. So a little better understanding of what is karma. So with all our feelings and actions, our tears, our smiles, our joys, our griefs, our weeping, our laughter, our curses and our blessings, our praises and our blames, every one of these we may find, if we calmly study our own selves, to have been brought out from within ourselves by so many blows. The result is what we are. All these blows taken together are called karma. Work, action. Every, not only physical, mental and physical blow that is given to the soul, by which, as it were, fire is struck from it, and by which its own power of the soul, that is called knowledge, are discovered, is karma. This word being used in its widest sense, that we are all doing karma all the time. Every second, every millionth of a second, we are doing karma in the form of thought and so many other things. I'm talking to you, this is karma. You are listening, this is karma. We breathe, that is karma. We walk, that is karma. Everything we do, physical or mental, is karma. And it leaves its mark on us. So if we don't properly use it, that will become a tool for binding us and putting us into suffering. So the very ordinary thing which we are doing casually and forgetfully, all those things, how can we convert every action of ours into worship, by which we can get the spiritual benefit out of it? That is the subject. So tomorrow I have to do a presentation, a PPT there, all that thing. So I just wanted to, before that, because you will not be there, only some of you may come there. So if I share that thoughts, it will be good. That is the idea. I took up this. Now, we have come to know what is karma. Now, that is work. Should also know how to convert it into worship. So, what is worship? In Sanskrit, the word for worship is puja. The worship of particular god, a ritual in honor of God performed either at home or in mandir, temple, a Hindu act of worship or propitiation. Now, puja in Hinduism has been modeled around the idea of hosting a deity or important person as an honored and dearest guest in the best way one can serve, given one's resources. Why? To give them and receive their happiness and blessings in return. So that is worship. So another meaning you can also suggest from passages of Ramayana. So this idea comes when you tell it is puja or worship. The word puja in Ramayana is referred to the hospitable reception of guests, and that the things offered to guests could be offered to gods and their dwellings. So these are all the different way by which the word worship or puja is used. Now, let us go to some more aspect of this puja. Puja is the loving offering of light, flowers and water or food to the divine or reverential people. So is the essential Hindu ritual of Hinduism. For the worshipper, the divine is visible in the image. We will keep an image or a Shivalinga or a photo or some other thing, and then we worship. We take out the Atman, the God who is in our heart. That is the process of puja. Then we do the prana pratishtha, forcibly keep it in the image, and then we give our services. That is worship. But all the time, the Lord is existing in the form of human beings around you, in the form of your father, mother, brother, sister, everybody, your boss, your subordinates, your neighbors. The Lord himself has manifested. Here you are forcibly taking out the Lord who is within and doing the prana pratishtha in the image and photo, and then doing all this worship. So now, how to convert work into worship means, how can you see God in all the living beings around you, and then make use of every act of yours to convert that into worship. There you are forcing on the images and other things. Here it is a natural effect where you will be neglecting everything and ill-treating with your egos and jealousies and fightings and competition, cutthroat competition will be hurting that manifestation of the God who is going around you in the form of your husband, wife, children, father, mother, and all the other people. So how can you convert every action of yours into worship by which it will be spiritually beneficial is the important thing which we have to learn. Now many people have shown us all these things. So I will tell you a story by which it will be made easier. That is told, there is a proverb in India, some parts of India, that is called Kaiyi Tappidaga Krishnarpana. What is that? What is the meaning of that? Suppose, the mothers in olden days, they used to put milk on the oven to boil because it has to boil nicely. Pasteurization, because the bacteria and other things should go. But nowadays they do all that in the dairy and give you that pasteurized milk. But in India, even now, they boil the milk. So they keep it in the vessel. They go away because a lot of time, why to waste the time multitasking? They will go to the neighbors near the compound and start chatting with the neighboring woman. While chatting, everything of the world will come and they forget that they have kept the milk there. Will the fire and the milk wait for them? It will start rising up, boiling up, slowly coming, that frothy things comes up and it will fall down outside. So now when it is coming up, it makes hissing noise, hissing sound, isn't it? That milk, when it is boiling and coming up. So when that is heard, immediately this housewife hears that and the smell and she comes running, oh, now I have to save the milk. It's very costly. I don't know what is the cost of milk here, 1 liter. But in India, it is 60 rupees or 80 rupees. I don't know here what is the cost of 1 liter. Whatever, now it is very costly. Now if it falls down, gone. You can't use it in any way. It is a waste. You have to throw it away. So I should not waste it. She comes running to save the milk. But it is too late. It has come up. It is about to fall. Now before it falls down, somehow I have to make use of it. What shall I do? What shall I do? That housewife, some idea flashed. Immediately she started shouting, Krishna Arpanamastu, Krishna Arpanamastu, Ramakrishna Arpanamastu, Shiva Arpanamastu, whatever. Offer it to any god and goddesses. Anyhow, it is going to waste it. You can't use it. Now, just repeat Krishna Arpanamastu or Ramakrishna, whichever god, Rama Arpanamastu, something. So at least before wasting, you are offered to God. Now that punya of offering to God has come to you. Isn't it? It has fallen now, gone. But before that, you are offered it to God. So you got the punya of offering it. So that is called, when you are losing thing out of your hand, offer it to God and get the benefit of what is going to be wasted. The same apply that law here. You are doing every day, talking, thinking, sleeping, roaming, chatting. In this thing, it's called loafing. So one who loafs around simply aimlessly is called loafer, they will tell. So loafing around that and this, everything we are wasting. And we are whiling away our thoughts and everything we are wasting. So how to convert that into worship? How can we now offer it to God and get the benefit punya? That is the secret here. So all Paramatma that Sri Krishna has shown us and Vivekananda has shown us in a better way. So we shall study that quickly, maybe in another 10 minutes. I have to tell you that. There too, they have given me only 30 minutes. So here also I have 20 or 25 minutes. So I have to rush through that. Now, I have given you the basics of how to convert. Now we shall see how to convert it. Attitude. So, we should know what is Karma Yoga now. Karma Yoga, everything is done in this way. Karma Yoga is a lifestyle consisting of proper actions. How to convert the karma into yoga which is being lost. That is called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is a lifestyle consisting of proper action with proper attitude. What do you mean by proper action? Now, as I told you, how to convert work into worship. So first it will be work and worship. When only you come to temple and do something, then only it is worship you think. But when you go out, you are a different person, you can do anything. So work and worship, it starts with that. Then after coming to ashrama or reading some good books and hearing Bhagavad Gita, then we will start thinking, work is worship. Work as worship. And the final step is work is worship. Work and worship, work as worship, and work is worship. These are the three processes. So as I told you, Karma Yoga is the lifestyle of consisting of proper action and proper attitude. What do you mean by proper action? Any action which will primarily contribute to the reduction of Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya, Lobha, Moha, all these negative things the enemies in our mind, in our heart. So instead of increasing this desire, anger, greed, delusion and all these things, instead of increasing any action which will help in reduction of these impurities is called proper action. And proper attitude is the right thought or attitude towards the action as well as the result of the action. A healthy attitude towards the action and its result which will help me grow through every experience. Healthy attitude is that which will help me, which should help me to grow through every experience, even through the most painful experience. Elaboration we will get in the Bhagavad Gita, and now to some extent we will get it now. Now we have come to know what is attitude. You know, when the temple is built, you see the sculptors, they will have a hammer and chisel, they will be chiseling so many images and other things. Now when the stone are being chiseled, so many sculptures are there. A person went and asked one of the person, "What are you doing?" He looked at him in a very queer way and angrily he retorted, "Are you blind? Are you dumb or deaf? Can't you see? I'm chiseling." Okay, well, don't get angry. Okay, he went to the next sculptor. He was also chiseling the image. "What are you doing, sir?" "Oh, see, I have a house, I have a family, I have so many people to look after. I can't steal, I can't take the wrong means, so I have to earn money. So in the rightful way, I'm doing my hard work and to earn money, I'm doing this job." Very good. Third person, sculpting. "What are you doing, sir?" "See, thousands of people will come in future to get peace of mind and spirituality. For that, I'm building a temple." All three of them are working for the same thing, for money. But see the attitude between those three people. The first person, work and worship are different. Only when he goes to temple or something, he thinks worship. Second person, work is trying as worship. I should do my duty. I should not go to the wrong ways. Third one, you see the attitude. It is just attitude. I'm building a temple. A sweeper in NASA, when somebody asked him, the journalist asked him, "What are you doing?" "I'm making ready to send the rocket to the moon," he told it. He's just sweeping. But see, the attitude changes the whole thing. "I'm putting my effort to send the satellite to the moon," he told. Is it just a sweeper? But with that attitude, every action of yours can be changed. So what should that attitude be? Swami Vivekananda, he takes us so nicely through some beautiful stories from Mahabharata, which we can understand well. What is that? Vivekananda tells how to change this attitude, how to make use of all the activities to convert it into worship. The only way to rise is by doing the duty next to us. The only way to rise is by doing the duty next to us, whatever might be the duty immediately now, and thus gathering strength, go on until we reach the highest state. Vivekananda tells this story from Mahabharata. A young sannyasin went to the forest. There he meditated, worshipped and practiced yoga for a long time. After years of hard work and practice, then he was one day sitting under a tree when some dry leaves or that crow put some excreta on his head. He got angry. He looked up with anger. When he saw that crow with anger, the crow was burnt down. So he got ego. "Oh, I have conserved so much of power, spiritual power, that I can burn with my just sight this." So he was very happy and egoistic also. Now he came out, go to the village to beg some food. The yogis had to do that, mendicants. So now he came. Now when he came there, he stood in front of a house and asked for Bhiksha Bhavati Bhikshandehi, for alms. So the mother in the house, a voice came from inside. "My dear child, wait a little, my son." The young man thought, "You wretched woman, how dare you make me wait? You know how powerful I am?" Attitude, ego. "You do not know my power yet?" While he was thinking thus, the voice started coming from inside. "Boy, don't be thinking too much of yourself. Here is neither a crow nor a crane to be burnt." He was astonished. how this lady has even not seen me? She's inside the house. How can she know that I have burnt that crow or crane in that forest? So she might be all-knowing. She has some spiritual power. The moment he came, he begged forgiveness and asked, my dear mother, I'm sorry, I was egoistic. Please guide me. How could you get so much of spiritual power? Even without noticing, he was astonished. Still, he had to wait. At last, the woman came out. He fell at her feet and said, Mother, how did you know that? She said, my boy, I do not know your yoga and other things, all the practices. I am a common, everyday woman, a housewife. I made you wait because only my husband is ill and I was nursing him. All my life, I have struggled to do my duty. When I was unmarried, I did my duty to my parents. I served my parents, seeing God in them. Now I am married. I do my duty to my husband, seeing God in him. And that is all yoga I practice. Every action I do, offer it to God and do that work as the work of God. But by doing my duty, I have become illumined. By doing all my work as offering to God, seeing God in all the people and seeing God in every action, that is all I did. I didn't go to universities, I didn't go to ashramas, I didn't go to the forest, Himalayas to do yoga and other things. By doing every action which I have as a housewife, I have got this realization. I could read your thought too. I have become all-knowing. If you want to, then he told, please make me your disciple. She told, no. If you want to get higher knowledge, go. Go to another village there. There lives a Vyadha who will be telling you something you will be very glad to learn. The sannyasi. Now this yogi thought, why should I go to the town to a Vyadha? That too, Vyadha means butcher, a hunter. But after what he has seen, his mind opened a little, so he went. When he came near the town, he found the market, and there he saw at a long distance a big, fat, ugly-looking butcher cutting meat, and all his body was full of blood, his knives, and bargaining with different people. The young man, this yogi, Lord help me. Is this the man from whom I have to learn yoga or higher knowledge of spirituality? Is the incarnation of demon? And if he is anything, in the meantime, this man looked up and said, Oh, Yogi ji, have you been sent by that lady from that far-off village? You have come to meet me. I am the right person. Come here again. He had for a shock. Now, he went there. Take a seat until I have done my business. The sannyasi thought, what comes to me here? He took the seat. The man went on with his work, and after he had finished the work, he took his money and said to the sannyasi, come, sir, come to my home. On reaching his home, this butcher, this hunter, gave him a seat saying, wait here, sir, and went into the house. He then washed his old father and mother, fed them, treated them with great care, as if he is treating the Lord. He did all he could do to please his father and mother, old father and mother, after which he came out to the yogi and said, now, sir, I couldn't attend you then because I treat my customers who come to buy meat from me as gods. I work even the cutting of meat also as offering to God. Every work I do like that. I didn't choose the butchership. God has put me here. So whatever work has come to me, I do as an offering of God. And my father and mother, I look after as God themselves. So only with this I have attained highest spiritual attainment. So then he gave such flights of Vedantic teachment, the lecture there, which contains one of the highest flights of Vedanta. When the Vyadha finished his teaching, the yogi felt astonished. He said, why are you in this body of a butcher with such immense knowledge of God? Why are you in this Vyadha's body and doing such filthy, ugly work? Then he replied, my son, replied the Vyadha, no duty is ugly, no duty is impure or high. My birth placed me in these circumstances and environment. In my boyhood, I learned the trade. I am unattached to this and I try to do my duty well. I try to do my duty as a householder. I try to do all that I can to make my father and mother happy, seeing God in them, in my customers, God in them. I neither know your yoga or anything. I have become a realized soul only by doing all the actions, whichever I do, offering to God. See, secret, you got it, how to convert work into worship. Every work, breathing, eating, everything, if you offer it to God, that's all. It's just a matter of attitude, nothing. You need not pay any money or need not do any yoga. Just offer everything to God, that's all. Any action you do. How will that yield the result? Again, Vivekananda comes to our help. He tells, If you work not for yourself, for your selfish end, and offer everything to God, to work you have the right, but not to the fruits thereof, then Vivekananda gives the example of a soldier. The soldier works for no result. He does it as duty. If defeat comes, it belongs to the general, the king. It is not to the soldier. We do our duty. If we offer it to God, whether good or bad, the result goes to God, the general, the king. You will not get anything. But God is so compassionate, He will give only good things to you. So the secret, offer everything, every act to God, then you will see that you can convert work into worship. If you forget, then the same work will bind you and put you into trouble and misery. If you just offer anything you do, good or bad, offer it to God, that will take you to the highest goal of your life. See now, again, in the end, I am offering this act of talking to God. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So Ramakrishna Arpanamastu means the result of this talk what I gave, seeing God in you. Whatever I had collected as a note, I did that hard effort, I have offered it to Ramakrishna. Now, good or bad, the result, the Master will take everything that is bad in it, will give me only that is good. So that is how we can convert every action into worship. Om Shanti.